Walk into the kingdom of Cusco, the kingdom belonging to Cusco, Cusco's kingdom, that kingdom. I'm going to be tattooing you. I'm going to be tattooing the goddess Mama Pacha onto your forearm. Is that alright? Cool, cool. I thought it would be. I'm going to be using this utensil. It has a needle, and I'm going to be dipping it into that ink. It's going to be purple and red, so that way it's like, celebratory colors. Not black, which is the mourning color. And I'm going to be, just kind of scratching the superficial covering of your skin. I'm not going to be going in too deep, basically. So, let me just start. Just dipping it in. You're a foreigner. I can totally tell you're a foreigner in our land. There we go. But it's alright. It's not our time to be conquered yet. It's only like, what? 1100, 1105. It's not all that late in the time period. There we go. Once we start calling ourselves the Incas, then that's gonna be a problem. Ah, you don't know our history. You see, Mama Waka keeps us very, very protected at the moment. She is quite a force to be reckoned with, to be honest. There we go, that should be enough. Now, if you wouldn't mind, turn to the side, so that way I can get a good look at your arm. Yes, the foreigners that come here must be tattooed, simply because why not? It's for fun. Okay. What does Mama Pacha look like? Like the tattoos belonging to the Incan, or not Incan, but the Incan tribe are very distinct due to their geometric features, not to mention our mythology and whatnot. So it's like, it'll be very sort of cut in line and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be very unique and it'll be very nice. Don't worry, I'll do it very tastefully, good quality stuff. Now, if you wouldn't mind, turn either to the left or to the right, depending on which arm you want me to, ink. Alright, thank you. I'm just going to be brushing off the skin just so that way it gets ready for the whole stick and poke. Our history, of course. Yes, of course I'll tell you about our history. Well, Mama Pacha, first of all, is the goddess of, ready? Okay, I'm going to start inking now, so just be careful. Mama Pacha is the goddess of fertility and earth. So she's basically like, the typical archetypal goddess of Mother Nature and, fertility, motherhood, all the divine concepts. Very, very centered on mankind's perceptions of the world. If not, do you not think that mankind is in itself divine and not the ideas that they come up with? Like, does the divinity of gods come from mankind rather than the other way around? I believe in the former rather than the latter. Nonetheless, Mama Pacha is the goddess of fertility and motherhood, fertility and Mother Nature, and earth and whatnot. So yeah. So I'm going to be designing her etching into you. Mama Waka, as I already said, was the reason we have this land right now, the land of Cusco, Peru, the land belonging to Cusco, Peru, Peru's land, Cusco's Peru. So Mama Waka is one of the 4 original sisters that ended up, basically finding the land or founding the land. There's a difference. Finding means you found it, founding means you actually settled in it and everything. Now, she is part of 4 sisters. It is Mama Rawa, Mama Oklo, and Mama Cora. Mama Cora. Mama Oklo and Ayar Manco, who is our current Sapa Inca, had a child who would become our second Sapa Inca. And that second child is Sinchirocha, or Sinchiroca. Sinchiroca, Sinchirikyu. Yeah, either way. So, that would be our second Sapa Inca. Now, what happened was that basically there were 3 caves. There was the Tomba Toko, I believe it was. Tambo Toko, Maras Toko, and Sutik Toko. The one in the middle, Maras Toko, that's the cave that the 4 brothers and 4 sisters came from. The Ayar Manco, Ayar Kuchi, Ayar Uchu, and Ayar Auca. Those 4 brothers came out of the cave along with their sisters, Mama Waka, Mama Cora, Mama Oklo, and Mama Rawa. They all came from the middle cave, and then the rest of the Incan ancestors came from the other 2 side caves. And so we were a tribal nation wandering around the land of Cusco at the time until we realized that we wanted to settle in this one patch of land that was already settled by a bunch of other people, and we were like, no, we want that one, because you see, we were being guided by a staff. And on our journey, we ended up losing 2 of the brothers that were accompanying us. Ayar Kuchi. He was being very proud and boastful. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can tell that it's stinging because the skin is kind of getting red and irritated. Don't worry, let me just soothe it out at the moment. So Ayar Kuchi, he was getting all proud and boastful, saying that he was the strongest one, and saying that he's, the best, like, he was just, like, amazing within the group. And obviously everyone got annoyed by him, and so they were all like, no. Ayar Kuchi Meg. No, it's Ayar Gachi, not Ayar Kuchi. Anyways, Ayar Gachi, not Kuchi Meg, is, he was being very boastful and proud, and he was, I'm just gonna let your skin heal for a little while, and he was, yeah, it's the breath of Mama Bacha going on down there. She's the one breathing, the wind and everything down there. Anyways, Ayar Gachi was being all proud and boastful, and so his siblings were like, no, this is just not gonna do, so no. And so they ended up deciding that he should go back to the cave, and they were like, yeah, there's a sacred llama in there, maybe you should go get it. And when he went back inside the cave, they were like, yep, we're gonna lock him inside the cave. So they ended up, blocking his way out of the cave, and, he got stuck in the cave, and, like, he died. And then, so that's one brother down. Then Ayar Uchu. So Ayar Uchu, he ended up turning into a stone on a mountaintop because he wanted to overlook the, Incan ancestors on their journey. But when he turned into the stone, they decided to turn him into a shrine, and they put, a bunch of, offerings and decorations around him and whatnot. And then the ones that survived are Ayar Manco and Ayar Oka. Anyways, when we got to the settlement, Mama Waka was the one that ended up, instilling fear into the people who settled originally in the land that we wanted to get. And the reason we wanted to get that land is because we were being guided by the staff being held by Ayar Manco. And Ayar Manco, when his staff kind of went into the land, like, it sunk into it, because, like, he kept, like, throwing it around and stuff like that to determine if that's the land for us. But when he finally, like, had the staff go inside of the earth itself, that's when they decided that this is the land that we want to settle in. And the original settlers there were obviously unwilling to give up their land because it is their land, but Mama Waka ended up throwing bolas, or stones that could fly in a certain way, that it ended up instilling fear in them, because it ended up killing some of the guards there, or some of the fighters there, and so they were quite intimidated by her, and she still protects us. So be careful if you try to do anything here besides just getting a tattoo. So we're gonna continue working on that. Yeah, it's like a makeshift tattoo gun, like a tattoo stick. It's like, it has a needle, and then it's tied to a piece of wood from a tree, obviously, like a branch or whatnot, and it's tied around like that, and then there's a needle sticking out, so that way you just dip it into some ink, which is typically like, the liquid from fruits, or some, what's another type of paste? Usually it's like around that sort of stuff, and you just dip it into that, and then you just sort of start like breaking the skin with it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very effective way to like get the job done without having all that much pain associated with it. So yeah. Anyways, back to the etching of it. So, and back to the story. So Mama Waka when they ended up growing into fear, getting scared of Mama Waka, then they all fled the territory that we ended up taking for ourselves. And thank you. And then the sisters of the tribe ended up building the houses and settlements that we ended up living in the settlement, and that's how the Kingdom of Cusco was established. But obviously later on there was some organization, some reformation. You know, we ended up expanding, and it ended up becoming the Incan Empire. But the Incan Empire ended up becoming definitely the largest empire on the western side of the world and within the Americas. But it's actually commonly considered to be one of the largest empires within the old world, because it did take up land within southern Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Argentina, Chile. Yeah, so it took up quite a lot of land. There we go. And the Sapa Incas are the ones that were the rulers of the kingdom of Cusco's kingdom, the kingdom of Cusco, and also the Incan Empire as well. Yep. Big kingdom. We have a big kingdom, or will have a big kingdom at the moment. Not really, but you know, it's like we're just started from the bottom, and then we'll be there. So it's like, yep. So we're the original definition of what Western values are. Like, people keep bashing Western society and whatnot. Like, excuse me, you're not bashing Western society. The Europe is still pretty Eastern compared to us. Like, those values are in the East, technically, compared to our standards, because we're way in the West. So it's like, I mean, like, Western values, like, talk to me once you've sacrificed a child. Like, until someone on an airplane, like, when a baby starts crying for no reason on an airplane for, like, an hour, and until someone sacrifices that child to the sky god, like, they don't know about Western values. Like, no. They don't know about Western values. We've never sacrificed children as the Incas. The Aztecs definitely did. Or was it the Mayans? No, it was the Aztecs. The Aztecs... No, was it the Mayans? One of those people are pretty decent, and the other one is pretty psychotic. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you want to take that bet. It's like a 50-50 chance. Like, I don't know if you want to take that bet. I mean, when it comes to the Incas, you know, we've kind of have that whole modern day, you know, government established. I mean, except for our language, which is like Aquipo or Aquipo. No, where it's like, no, I was gonna say Arequipe. No, it was Aquipo. And so it was it's like basically where you take a bunch of like colored strings and then you knot them. People still don't know if that's like a numerical value system or if it's like a narrative sort of thing. But yeah, like that's basically the way we do not use corporal punishment on children like either the Aztecs or the Mayans do. We prefer our history, like our, you know, child rearing to match like our history, which is oral, because we just like talking to one another. But when it comes to them, one of them likes throwing things in fire, and by things I mean people. So it's like 50-50 chance. Just don't go to Mexico. I mean, South America's good enough. Just stay to South America. We're pretty decent, except for the whole bug thing. But other than that, we're pretty fine. One of those people in Mexico are psychotic, so just stay here. You'll be fine. I mean, when it comes to us, we can do peaceful negotiations, or we can conquer. But I mean, conquering is like, you know, it's just such a natural, you know, facet of expansion. You know, when you want to expand your kingdom, you can either peacefully negotiate terms with the settlers already established, or you conquer them. I mean, it's just, and it's not like we're gonna learn our lesson anytime soon. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're gonna kind of get karma for like the fact that we've conquered other people. Like, it's not like that's ever gonna happen. But there we go. Let me just finish up your tattoo. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I think what happened, maybe, when it came to the story of the llama, the sacred llama with the Ayar Kachi, when he went into there, was that like Mama Waka or whoever did it, they just pulled the wrong lever. It's like, that's probably what happened. I mean, that happens here a lot. Like, people are always pulling the wrong levers, and we're like, why did we even make that lever? It's like, why? It's just ridiculous. And another thing we like doing here is like singing our own theme songs. So like, if you ever decide that you're doing anything, just start like making your own theme song, like humming it or whistling it, but just don't sing it, because then you'll disturb the people of nature. Like, just hum it or whistle it. Like, you know, like, actually, don't even whistle it, just hum it. You can hum it. But yeah. And we also like spinach puffs. We like spinach puffs. It's very delicious. kind of. I mean, there's some people who don't like it, but I mean, to those people, we just feel personally offended because it's like, how dare you not like spinach puffs? But we love spinach puffs. It's delicious. It's like, oh my god, yes. It's truly delish. It's delish. It's just delicious. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you, why are you here again? Like, are you just wandering around? Like, are you just like a traveler on some sort of like big news sort of thing? Like, just trying to like scope out the land, record history or whatnot? Like, what is exactly your deal? What are you here? Let me just brush it off. I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah, I think it really turned out well here. Let me just wipe it down because I think it turned out well here. Let me just clean off the thing, the needle. There we go. I'm just gonna put that right there and brush off your arm. It looks amazing. Oh my god, you are one with nature. But what exactly is your purpose for being here? You're the trampoline guy. For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline.